Hello. Thank you for joining us today on the Profit Scale Thrive podcast, where we guide attorneys to overflowing profits, scaled growth, and thriving lives. I am your host, Kelly Brubaker. We have a secret though. This is a special place because we don't work with every law firm owner. We support the solo attorneys who are also single parents because we know the special challenges you face, and we know the business advice out there is not always practical for you and your firm. Each week, we will talk about things that will give you the insight you need to stop feeling overwhelmed, to gain back your confidence, and to finally enjoy your law firm and your life again. Welcome back. So it's December 2023, and we're a couple weeks away from the end of 2023. Now, I don't know about you. I feel like 2023 was a better year than the last couple of years, but I still had things that had happened in my life that made it sad. And every year when I get to the end of the year, it's always that time that I sit down and look at what the last 12 months have brought to me and start thinking ahead to what I want to keep in addition to what I want to change for the next 12 months. And something that I want to share with you today is a story that's circulated the internet for a really long time. And it's something that it weighs on me every now and then because I know I'm getting off track. And I would like to share it with you today. And it holds a very important message regarding priorities in our life. And so the story goes like this. A professor of philosophy stood before his class with some items in front of him. And when the class began, wordlessly, he picked up a large empty mayonnaise jar and proceeded to fill it with rocks about 2 inches in diameter. He then asked the students if the jar was full, and they agreed it was full. So the professor then picked up a box of pebbles and poured them into the jar. And he shook the jar lightly and watched as the pebbles rolled into the open areas between the rocks. The professor then asked the students again if the jar was full, and they chuckled and agreed that it was indeed full this time. The professor picked up a box of sand and poured it into the jar. The sand filled the remaining open areas of the jar. Now, said the professor, I want you to recognize that this jar signifies your life. The rocks are the truly important things, such as family, health, and relationships. If all else was lost and only the rocks remained, your life would still be meaningful. The pebbles are the other things that matter in your life, such as school or work. The sand signifies the remaining small stuff and material possessions. If you put the sand into the jar first, there's no room for the rocks or the pebbles. The same can be applied to your lives. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you will never have room for the things that are truly important. Pay attention to the things in life that are critical to your happiness and well-being. Take time to get medical checkups, play with your children, go for a run, write your grandmother a letter. There will always be time to go to work, clean the house, or fix the disposal. So it comes to this. Take care of the rocks first, the things that really matter. Set your priorities. The rest is just pebbles and sand. Hopefully that resonated with you. As we reach the end of 2023, now is the time to start thinking about your goals and your plans for next year, for 2024. Last week, I held an interactive event. I dare not say that it was a webinar because it was truly interactive and it was a working session, I would say, where everybody who attended, I provided a framework to be able to look back at your last, like the last 11 months, 12 months of your year and formulate what you wanted 2024 to look like. Get it documented so that you have a plan because if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Don't know who said that, but it's always been a quote that sticks in my mind. This event already happened, but the session was recorded and I've posted it on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the show notes. If you have any questions about today's episode, please let me know. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment below or send me an email to podcast@profitscalethrive.com. And if you know someone who might need to hear this information, please share this episode with them. Or if you're on YouTube, you can tag them below. Be sure to follow and subscribe to get notifications for future episodes. Did you enjoy this episode? Please consider leaving a review. And before I go, remember profit is something you intentionally plan for in the beginning. It is not a potential bonus at the end of the year.